Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Silent Calls Tarot. I'm Nini, and I'm gonna do a reading for Taurus, Scorpio, Leo rising, and the air signs Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That's who they gave me the reading for, so it'll be titled, you know, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo rising, Aries, not Aries, but maybe, and air signs Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'll put it in the title. So they gave me a lot of different messages, and I may go into the tarot, but I'm gonna go with the intuitive messages first that I have for you all. They have me playing a Hertz to awaken your psychic abilities, intuition, ESP, and clairvoyance. So, okay, Spirit, I allow you to use me as a vessel. Please tell me to hear, speak, and see clearly, and I do thank you for this opportunity. I only allow in spirits, beings, ancestors, angels, guides, ascended masters that are for the highest being of the collective. Help us to receive these messages clearly. Okay, they had me to write, give your life to God and be given your spiritual and be given your wings, and that is like a verse that comes from the song Spiritual Awakening by Lundrell and Bamaya. Okay, I do have cards that I'm going to use. I have my landmark, you know, these flesh cards, but this is the card. So I wrote travel cards. They then had me to write content, like content. And then they had me to write, seeing why certain things, people, and places were blocked from or for me. Thank you, like thanking the universe for these reasons. Like thanking the universe for what you were prevented from, and what was I would say blocked from coming towards you, or you were blocked from going towards. And they had me to write, they don't look attractive nor the same as when I dated them. Now this was because, like, you know how you see people that you dated or whatever. I've seen like some people that I've dated, and like when I look back at people that I was once interested in or like once attracted to, when I look at them now, it's like I mean, like I don't get it. I don't see it anymore. So with that, I saw, like, you know how they say your taste buds change. I also wrote that, and they had me to write spiritual awakening, taste buds changed drastically, deserving of the best, gratitude. Okay, they had me to write time travel, higher dimensions, true high priestess, gifts in abundance, clarity of all asked, knowledgeable one, choosing up. Now they had me, because I had been watching I think like a video of someone giving a speech, like a speaker, and he was speaking about how people, they have gifts and they have certain abilities and they have the knowledge of certain things, but they don't share the wisdom. So it's like, what's the point of having knowledge when you're not willing to share these techniques or willing to help others, but you're wanting to, I would say, be selfish and keeping everything to yourself? Like, it's pointless. It's pointless to be knowledgeable if you're not going to teach others. So they had me to write the song You Spoke Over Me. I think that's by Jacqueline Carr. They then had me to write God Is Proud of You, that song by Tasha Cobbs. And in there where she says, you thought it was going to break you, but it was sent to make you. It's time now. I'm so proud of you. It's your time. Royalty. Okay, they then had me to write being able to feel again, relevance, revealance, family, rebellion, taking care of, generational curses broken, healing on all levels, wholeness, two hearts become one, healing, love, YouTube growth, true, honest, purity, love, abundance, rebellious. They had me to write a lot of rebellious. Pure on all, abundance on all. Hold on, y'all. I don't even know what that says. Okay, abundance in all areas of my life, living existence. Okay, that's all the notes. So I'm gonna pull from here, and we're gonna see what Spirit wants to show us. You spoke over me. Okay, Spirit, can you please show us what we need to see? Okay, this is the Parthenon, and it's an ancient Greek temple. Time travel, higher dimensions. It was built for the Greek goddess Athena in BC. This temple sits on the Acropolis of Athens. It endures as a symbol of high Greek art and democracy. It is made of marble and measures. I'm not going to read the measures. The sculptor Phidias supervised its construction and decoration and built the huge statue of Athena that once stood inside but no longer exists. It's in Greece. Now with this, they're showing me maybe you're time traveling. It's like being able to see, I would say, see how you're connected to ancient deities or ancient people that were connected to, they said people in high places, people that were connected to higher positions or in higher positions that were able to reign or be an authority here. So you're seeing how you're able to, they're showing me like a teacher, how you're able to teach from a different place, teach from a higher position, teach from a higher perspective here. But it's more so with you going into ancient knowledge and teaching these things here. They said a hierarchy. You spoke over me. Now in that song, You Spoke Over Me, she speaks about how she was never, I would say she was never, she didn't think she would amount to anything, and people around her didn't think she would amount to anything or amount to the level of success that she leveled up to or that she acquired here. But being able to see how everything in your life was already destined and you were already given a position before you were here, like everything was already written before you got here, and it's just based upon you walking on a pathway that is your pathway for you to fulfill this destiny, for you to gain these things that you are deserving of, that you are worthy of here, the things that are for you here. How they had me to look at I think I threw it on the floor, how they had me to look at the things that were blocked from and for me, but showing you that certain things aren't a part of your pathway and why these things were kept oh, excuse me, why these certain things were kept from you or you were kept from it. It's like a protection shield here, seeing how and why you were protected because of a position that you are coming into or a position that you are in here, a level of teaching here. Okay, can you show us what else we need to see? And we do thank you for this opportunity. I don't even remember all of the signs that I said. I think I said Taurus, Scorpio, Leo rising, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I don't know if this is someone's chart, but I'm just going to title it that because, yeah. Okay, we have the Alamo mission, and it's a famous battle site in Texas of the USA, and this is it was built as a Spanish mission in 1744 for the education of Native Americans. How I said teacher. After it was taken by Texas forces, General Santa Anna Mexican soldiers. Okay, General Santa Anna led Mexican soldiers to take this land back, to take this building back, this site back. This is why it's known for it being a famous battle site. It was a mission here, a mission like a place of, like a temple. That's what they're giving me the energy of, like a place of worship, you know, church, a building of gathering here for education, for learning here. Maybe they were learning some things that people didn't want them to know. It was for Native Americans, so they were learning about their own culture, their own practices, their own ancient knowledge here, how they tied it in with this Greece here and how it was an ancient site that was for learning here, teaching here, education here, protection. But it was more so about implementing this knowledge of your ancestors, implementing the knowledge of your culture, of your heritage, of your bloodline here. 13 is the number that they're showing me here. Okay, it says their bravery and sacrifice inspired the cry, remember the Alamo. Like they fought for what they wanted to have, but it was theirs. Like instead of them giving up their own, I would say their own place of comfort, their own I would say their own temple, their own heritage, their own site for their knowledge, for their ancestors to be passed down. It's like a passed down. They're showing me like pyramids, like the pyramids being a part of a bloodline, but it being and I would say what is this word that's coming to me? Like a sacred place here. Protecting a sacred place here. Now, I was watching something. What was I watching last night? I was watching something, but they were... Okay, I think it's that song Stand Up. I can't think of her name right now, but it's Stand Up it's a song from the movie Harriet. But in that song, how she shows that the people were fighting for their freedom, and they were fighting to get what they knew was due to them, what they knew to be for them, and they weren't going to give up this fight because they knew what they were striving for. They knew what they wanted to acquire, and they knew that they were going to get this one way or the other. How in the movie she said she'd rather die or then go back to being a slave. She would die or have her freedom, but she was going to get her freedom whether she had to die to get it or not. Here, being able to stand for something rather than falling for anything. Okay, can you show me what else we need to see for the signs that you all gave me? And we do thank you for this opportunity. Take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. This is the Grand Canyon. Now with that, they're showing me like a sacred place for teaching. Necromancy, that's what they're saying. But like a place of teaching of the stars, a place of teaching of your original being, a place of teaching of the original knowledge. And they're showing me like hieroglyphs of your ancient knowledge here, like things of the Akashic records, things that they said permit you to go into your bloodline to remember these things, like that. Remember the Alamo. It makes you remember who you are and what is instilled into you bloodline wise, generationally wise here. Now with this Grand Canyon, they're showing me like a split. Now I know the Grand Canyon was an ancient site of valuables here, but it was turned into something else. But it's like an ancient site, a sacred place here that was for Native Americans as well. It was for Native people to be able to learn here. But they're showing me it as being able to go back to these natural places, these places of sacredness, these places, they're saying like temples, being able to go here and gather knowledge. Maybe you're going through like a time travel. They're showing me like someone in their dream state. Maybe you go to sacred places in your dream and you acquire knowledge, but you gain knowledge by going to these sacred places in your dream state. Maybe you're like a transporter. They said like teleportation. You're able to teleport yourself to these ancient sites, and at these ancient sites you learn things that you can bring into the physical here, knowledge that you can bring into the physical. But they're showing you how to not hold on to these things only, but being able to teach others of this knowledge that you are gaining, like having wisdom, but being able to teach others how to use this wisdom and how to gain wisdom, and not being selfish about what you are learning and what you know. That's why I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Like being able to teach your people here. That's what they're showing me. They said my kind of who they are and what they are, and they're showing me the power, the royalty that they hold, the royalty that they hold within themselves, within their blood, within their DNA, teaching them who they are here. Maybe you've gained wisdom or knowledge, you've gained some kind of insight of who these royal people are, the royal bloodline, and you're supposed to be teaching them who they are, teaching these generations. They're showing me like a generation of indigos, a generation of people that you have to teach to bring them up in the knowing of who they are. They said rise of the gods. Now I've had to pause this video twice because I keep getting choked up like really bad, but I'm gonna get this message across because someone needs to hear it. And maybe someone, you know, sometimes it's messages that people don't want you to get out here. Oh, excuse me. showing me you have this ability of teleportation here, and maybe you're teaching others how to teleport themselves. It's like in a dream state. Maybe you go to people in their dream state here, but you work when you're asleep here, and that's healing. When you do these words, you're teaching people how to go back into their temples, maybe the temples within themselves, and to find this knowledge that they have hidden within their DNA. You're helping people to access their Akashic records, the Kuwait City towers. That's what they're showing me, the water towers rising up, like I said, rising of the gods, rising up like works of modern art. You're putting together the pieces of people, helping them to put together themselves here, for them to come into this knowing of who they are, the beings that they are, the power that they have, the royalty that they have, and teaching them about themselves here. They're showing me like knowledge that was not taught to the people here, but you're having to stand up and teach these people, take these people with you into this knowing of who they are. It's like a level of self-love, diminishing the self-hate that has been instilled into the people, and teaching them the love of themselves, teaching them who they are and the royalty that they have, so that they won't be looked at as slaves, so that they won't look at themselves as these lower beings or these lower intellects here. That's what they're showing me, teaching them of their own heritage, their own culture, the power that they hold. I go to prepare a place for you. Now, my last reading was titled I go to prepare a place for you, but it was because of that song where she kept saying I go to prepare a place for you. But I know it's a verse from the Bible where I'm not going to go the exact scene, but I know it's talking about I go to prepare a place for you, and when I return, something about the return, I will return for you to be able to take you into this place here. Now, how they're showing me, because I was looking into things yesterday about the Jesus consciousness, you know, the Christ consciousness and the God frequency, and how you are to be able to this return. They were showing me about the return of the gods, or the return of the Jesus thing, but showing me it as you being able to return to your higher state of, they say interaction, but it's more so on a mental scale, a spiritual scale, or like a balance within yourself, for you to be able to communicate and interact on a higher level, in higher dimensions, to be able to travel in higher dimensions, on higher dimensions. But it's for you to be able to know who you are. It's like you know how they keep saying the return of that Jesus is supposed to return. They were showing me as the people returning back to their level of consciousness that they once were in. And now I know me and my brother, we always talk about how in ancient times they had no, like, the lights that we have for electricity that surround the city, that block out the stars and keep the sky from being as illuminated as it actually is here. But how it wasn't actually pitch black, but that the stars give off light, and that the world, you were able to see what was going on in the skies and the heavens, and you were able to interact more, because there was nothing like blocking out that connection here, going back into that state of being where you can be able to interact with the stars, and they're showing me like being able to interact with higher level beings without without the influences of the world here, putting yourself in a bubble where you can be able to communicate, but it's more so like you're communicating on higher levels, but you're able to block out other things here. You're able to create this sphere around you. That's what they're showing me, like a sphere that protects you from, they said, lower level contact. You're teaching people how to shift, like a shapeshifter through portals. They're showing me like portals. You're taking people through portals. They said the Underground Railroad, and they keep going back into the story of Harriet, how she was able to go through different ways and different passageways and byways to get her people into freedom. But they're showing me as an instance of you going through different portals, different levels of your consciousness here, and in the minds of others. That's what they're showing me, the minds of others. You're able to transmute energy within people, or help them to transmute energy within themselves, for them to get through different portals within themselves. And they're showing me these portals access like their chakra systems to elevate, to get to a higher level where they can see things that they are not usually able to see here, like how we're not usually able to see the stars if you live in the city or you live surrounded by technology. Here you're not able to see what's going on up if you don't look up. Teaching people how to look up, to stand up. That up getting expressed. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this here. This is for Taurus, Scorpio, Leo rising, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or whoever is guided to these messages. All of my information for contacting me is available in the description box below. I do thank you all for visiting my channel. Take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. I have not closed the entry just yet. I may close it this week, you know, this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, something like that. But you can still enter. All you have to do is comment on any of my videos, anything that you want to comment, as long as it's not any negativity. Comment something positive, something that could help another person to elevate, to initiate their elevation here. But yeah, it's to win one of my honey love jars. And to see what they do, all you have to do is visit my website, ahanolllc.bitcartel.com. It's linked in the description box below. And yeah, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I thank you all for visiting. Bye.